here with Miss Makenzie Phipps. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. What do you think of all this CRS stuff that we got going on?
Oh, this is my 4th year. So I take it every year, day by day.
A lot of bouncing around,
Yes.
ain't it?
We were just told that boots were falling.
Yeah. Somebody tripped and caught the
Domino.
tuck, and then it was just a domino effect. I'm
Yep.
glad I wasn't that person. Thirst for them.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about what you got going on.
Yes, so I actually have my newest single, Love Me Sober, that will be releasing everywhere on February 21st. So I'm very excited to be putting this song out there in the open and to see what everybody thinks of it.
Yeah. Got I actually have a video film about the song that's going to be coming out today. So exciting stuff. What else do you got going on in your life?
Oh,
Taking care of the cat?
oh yeah, taking care of the cats. I've just been working on new music and I do my shows throughout the week. Last year I had like over 110 shows. It was an insane year. This year we're kind of taking it back a little bit. I'm focusing a lot more on songwriting and that's why I'm so happy to be releasing Love Me Sober because it's another song that I wrote. I just am so happy with how the story came about with the song and how well it was put together. This song is definitely a song I feel people out there may relate to or that somebody may need to hear at some point in their life.
Yeah.
The song is subjected around alcoholism, and a lot of people out there don't realize just how much alcoholism can affect so many people out there. I mean, so many different age groups, men and women, so many other different ethnicities, and I love writing about songs that have deep meanings to them, and they may be a song that somebody just may not think to write about. And I know there's a lot of songs out there that are subjected around alcohol, but I feel like this song is subjected around alcoholism and just the impact that alcohol can bring to anybody, any dynamic, whether it's a family dynamic. In my song's case, it's about a couple dynamic. And maybe this song out there will be able to speak to somebody that may be having their own internal battles with alcohol, and it may wake them up to be like, hey, I need to get on the right path and I need to better myself as a person.
Right. So when did you get into songwriting and start getting into the music industry?
Right. So I got started in the music industry when I was 14 years old. That's when I started doing my own shows out in public. I actually did write my first song when I was 14. It was definitely a 14-year-old song. That one was called My One and Only. It is still to this day on streaming platforms. I have people that reach out and say they love it, and I'm like, I hope that you see my growth as an artist from that point on. But yeah, I got started at a very young age. I tell people all the time that I just gained so much experience from being 14, playing in places I probably should not have been at. But it just builds character, and there's so many life lessons I've learned along the way, just personal as well as in music in general. And now that I live in Nashville, I moved to Nashville in June. It'll be 2 years. And especially when I did move, that's when I really started branching out more into figuring out who I am as an artist through my songwriting.
Right.
So that's been a fun journey to be on thus far. You just kind of take it whenever the song hits you. For me, I know there's so many people out there, they have writing sessions and they meet with all these different people. And I don't think I'm at that level yet because I'm still trying to figure out who I am as a songwriter. And I don't want to like meet up with these seasoned songwriters and be like, I don't know what to do. And that kind of stuff. So I feel like I'm on a good path at discovering who I am as an artist through my writing. And I wish songs hit me a little faster than they do.
Yeah.
It just kind of varies. Pick Your Poison I wrote in a day, and then Love Me Sober took about a month to get it completely finalized with writing.
Yeah. Well, it's refreshing to see, a young artist who is writing her own songs because it seems like you don't see that often these days. And you used to, you could look at the back of a record and it would be one or two songwriters, maybe three, but that was not something you saw a lot. Now it's like 15.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that. The only person that I've ever really co-written with is my backup singer and guitarist Shane Begley. He's written songs for years and insanely talented artist, musician, songwriter in himself. And especially with Love Me Sober, I always talk about I have percentages when it comes to writing. So Pick Your Poison, I wrote 100% myself. And then Pink Whitney, I wrote 100% myself. But like Love Me Sober, I wrote 95% of. Shane wrote like 5% of. And then like with our Christmas song, Christmas Snow, that was 50-50. So if there's ever times that I feel stumped on like a line or I'm like, hey, I don't think this word sounds right. What do you think? I always turn to him and he really helps a lot to help finalize and bring things together.
Yeah, yeah. So you've been in Nashville for a couple of years
Yes,
now.
this will be
Where
2
did you come
years.
from?
I moved from the great state of Virginia.
There you
I
go.
have a lot of people that they hear my accent and they're like, "You sound like you're from Georgia," or something like that. I was at Walmart, out in Gallatin, Tennessee. For those that don't know where that is, it's up northeast of Nashville. And I asked this man, I was like, "Can you give me that case of water up on the top shelf?" And he gave it to me and he just looked at me and he went, "I know you're from Lafayette." And I'm like, "No." I'm not even from here. I was born and raised in Virginia. I was actually born on the Virginia-West Virginia line. So I was born in a town called Bluefield, and there's
Okay.
2. There's Bluefield, Virginia, and there's Bluefield, West Virginia. A lot of people are more familiar with the West Virginia side, but I was on the Virginia side. They're just right beside each other. But yeah, I grew up there for years and years and years, and then I moved to Nashville when I was 21.
I got you.
And I turned 23 this past Sunday, so
Oh, well,
going.
happy birthday.
Thank you. I feel so old.
So outside of music, what do you like to do?
I love to cook. I like to bake. I like to spend time with my cats, as we were talking about. I'm
How
a
many you
very
got? You got a
I got
couple.
2.
Couple.
2.
One of them, I think you was telling me yesterday, has a eating disorder or something.
My gosh. Oh my gosh. So a lot of people on my page that have been following me for years, they know about baby Raven. It's her name. Her name's Raven. She she is the light of my life. So I am very big on animal work. I've been in
Mhm.
animal work for a few years now. I got started out in actually West Virginia. I got started just volunteering at a local animal shelter out there in West Virginia. It was the Mercer County Animal Shelter, and
Mhm.
um I got involved with a dog that had been brought there. His name was Swanson. I'll try to give like the cut version of the story, but needless to say, he did not have a very good life. They found him as a stray.
Mhm.
He had no sensation in his back legs. He was paralyzed, and you could just tell the dog was definitely abused.
Yeah.
And I helped partner with the shelter to put on some music events to help raise money for him. And we did. And he went through therapy treatments, and everything was going great. And we reached that peak of the mountain, and then it all just went down and he just started deteriorating in health. We don't really know exactly what happened with him, but we just were assessing his quality of life. And I mean, he had went through a lot of
Yeah.
traumatic stuff in his life that we can't even begin to understand because we didn't see him during that time. But they did have to, unfortunately, make the decision to lay him to rest pretty much about a week or 2 before Christmas, and that was very difficult to deal with. That was back in 2021, and I vowed from that point on that I was going to help as many shelter animals get into their forever homes
Mhm.
as I could. So I would go to the shelter and I volunteered there for going on over a year or 2. And I did little segments on my page called Take Me Home Thursday where I would showcase a dog that week to my social media as well as their social media. And I would talk about what the animal would need in their household, this dog doesn't do well with children. This dog doesn't do well with other animals, or this dog would do good in a single person home and that kind of thing. And I was able to get over 30 animals adopted at a
Wow.
shelter. And that just was so rewarding because there's so many animals out there that just need forever homes. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm very involved in animal work. Both of my babies are shelter babies. I got Raven from a cat sanctuary out in West Virginia. She was 8 months old, playing in a closet by herself. And I said, I want that one. And yes, she has stomach issues. But she's so good, and I recently just adopted my boy. Next month will be a year that we have him, and we call him Bubby Jared. It's his name. He's Jared. And he was really bad. Raven, she wasn't bad. When I got Jared, he will be 4 this year. They found him in Portland, Tennessee, severely emaciated. He had been attacked by something. He's not right in that little noggin of his.
Yeah.
But I adopted him out in March of last year, and he's just blossomed into the biggest little cotton ball ever. He's just so silly, and he hasn't met a stranger. He loves everybody, but like I was telling you, there's little puppies here. that are for adoption that you should go get.
Yeah.
You should go get one.
Yeah, my wife would kill me.
You should say, honey, this is your late Valentine's.
Actually, I'm lying. My wife would be over the top.
See, there you go. But I'm just very involved in shelter work, and I feel like a lot of people out there just need to do more research and just go volunteer at your local animal shelter. Go check it out.
That's great that you use your platform and your music and stuff to help the animal shelter. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm glad
We learn about each other every day.
Yeah, there we go. So I do a lot of interviews with older artists and songwriters and stuff and try to capture their legacy. And sitting down with a newer artist is something that I really have just recently started to do. And one of my favorite questions to ask is, what are your aspirations? Like, what is your big goal? Where do you want to be?
I love answering this question. So, I got started very young, as far as like working with interviewers and whatnot. I was about 19 when I started doing all of that, and I'm now 23. So I have a couple years under my belt. And the reason I love this question is because I feel like a lot of individuals out there that aren't in the music industry, like everybody thinks everybody has the same goal, which is like to make it big and become a household name and whatnot. And I've always said, that would be great. It depends on whatever the Lord has in store for everybody, to any degree of what they have going on in their life. And I always tell people all the time that if I became a household name and everybody knew me and everybody loved my music and I'm touring and I'm living the dream, then that's cool. But if I'm able to do what I'm doing now and share my music and play my music out with everybody, and I'm able to live comfortably and make an affordable living, then I'm just fine with that too.
Yeah.
So it just depends on whatever the Lord has in store for me, and I do my best to walk down whatever path He directs me, and we'll have to see in the future what happens.
I love that. That's kind of the same way I live my life, and I think if you have a goal written down and you put your faith in God on it, God has a good sense of humor, and He's going to do it 10 times more than what you want.
Whatever you envisioned.
So I think that's great advice for up and coming music, or anybody in life, is whatever your goals are, if you put it in God's hand, He's going to show you something even bigger and better. Is there any like dream venue that you would want to play? Or
so I have had the honor of playing on the Opry stage, but not for the Opry.
Okay.
So they have a gospel event that they host at the Opry every year, and it's called Sunday Morning Country. And I have been honored to have performed at the last 3 of those events that they've had for Sunday Morning Country. And it just happens to take place at the Opry. So I have been on the stage and sang 3 times, but it wasn't for the Opry.
Right.
So that is what I am looking forward to, is to play at the Opry for the Opry. Because there's just so many legends that have just stepped foot on that stage. There's so many dreams that have happened on that stage, and I would just love and would be grateful for the opportunity to be able to perform my original songs on that stage one day.
Oh yeah, I believe you'll get there. I know you'll get there.
One day.
So where can folks find you? Where can people keep up with what? Do you have any tours coming up or any shows?
Yes. So I do have shows just all throughout Tennessee. This summer I will be going back to my hometown in Virginia and West Virginia for some shows. So everybody can stay updated on what I have going on in my day-to-day music life. On any social media, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I have my website, MakenzeePhipps.com, and on all of those you can find anything you need to know about me, wherever I'm going to be playing, whatever new music I have releasing. I do like to post just personal stuff, just with my cats. Or today I did a live making coffee, telling people what I was doing today. And I'm just so supportive for all of the friends out there that I have. I hate calling them fans and followers, because I would not be anywhere without them.
Yeah.
And there's people that have been on my musical journey, the path, since I was 14, 15 when I started on social media, and I'm very grateful for their support. And I know that I can always turn to them. And that's one thing I also love, is I can be myself with people. I tell people all the time, what you see on social media with me is what you get. Like, if I'm having a bad day, I'm going to do a live and I'm going to say, hey guys, today is not my day. I'm so upset. And like that kind of thing. I feel like the more personable you are with people, then the more they can relate to you. And at the end of the day, anybody in the music industry, we're all people. at the end of the day, and we're just like you. We just can carry a tune.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody has their gifts in life. I mean, I can't dance. I can't dance at all, but I could sing, and somebody out there may be able to dance and they can't sing. Some people can do all of this stuff, but I just love being who I am, and I love showing people who I am and what I have to offer with my music, and I'm just very appreciative for everything that I've had in the
Yeah.
last few years.
So, how big of a role has social media played for you, do you think, in your career?
It's helped quite a bit. On Facebook, I do have 53,000 friends. That's
Nice.
what I call them. And I got started on social media at such a young age. And then I do thank Country Rebel a lot for building my um, just pages and everything like that because they're the largest country music platform. And I would submit videos and they'd share them, and everybody enjoyed them. And honestly, my most streamed or most viewed videos on social media, especially on Facebook, are my gospel songs.
Mm.
I mean, I have one right now I posted going on 3 years now, and it's still going up in views, and it shocks me every day because like it'll just stop, and then like a year or two later, it starts circulating again. And I think that that's just because of the Lord. I think He's wanting people to see that, hey, even among all social media, I mean, there's good and bad to everything, especially social media. But I think that my gospel songs really relate to a lot of people because people just look for hope and everything like that. So I do thank social media a lot for where I am today.
Yeah, it's definitely a great tool for today's artists. You don't have. I was just talking to John Barry a little while ago, who his career started in the mid '80s, and we were talking about how much different it is now. Used to, you had to come to Nashville in
Yeah.
order to get ahead, or a place like Nashville, and now you can be out in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
and with social media, you can have an entire career in music. So it's really incredible to see real country musicians like yourself be able to grow on those platforms and utilize it. So yeah, you guys definitely go check out Mackenzie's social medias and the website, and keep up with those tour dates and shows so we can see you, and what you have coming down the pipeline. We're real excited for it.
Yeah.
Real excited to see what's next, and super excited to see you on the Opry.
One day. But I thank you so much for talking with me, and everybody go stream Love Me Sober.
And adopt a dog or
Yes.
cat from the.
A dog, a cat, a guinea pig, lizard, whatever your heart desires in a pet.
Well, thank you, Mackenzie, for coming on, and we really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for talking with me.